please. Okay, so good morning to you all. My name is zulkifli shah Ismail, here to present to you a hopefully interesting presentation on climate change, the ocean, and the youth in the Maldives. This particular interesting topic for me, since I am a previous slide. This is a particularly interesting topic for me since I am a member of YouInspire Maldives, a local chapter of YouInspire Global Alliance dedicated to strengthening the resilience of the communities by utilizing innovation, science, technology by the youth and young professionals. Next slide. So, climate change is a massive problem in the Maldives, since about 80% of our total land area is less than a meter above mean sea level. This means even a meter rise in sea level could mean major loss in our land area. Not only that, our delicate coral reefs have been subject to gradual warming and man-made pollution. This may not be news to many. However, our reefs are a critical part of our economy, supporting both the fishing and tourism industry, both of which we rely heavily on. As these threats surface, Maldivians have started to take note and have started to recognize the degradation of our marine ecology. Next slide. So this cross-section you see here is everything I have ever known. It may be a simple diagram to many, but to me, I see something else. I see the delicate oceans, the surrounding coral reefs, the reason for our very existence. Next slide. So you may ask, what's causing this degradation? There are many, though there are three factors that are being focused on. One is land reclamation and development, which is the release of sewage effluents into the ocean, sediment dredging used in land reclamation, and modifying the beach to develop a harbor and coast. Second, due to poor control when it comes to waste management, plastic pollution from single-use plastic bottles to plastic packaging has become a problem in the Maldives. Third, climate change. Even though we contribute not 0.003% of the global carbon dioxide emissions annually, we are subject to a massive climate change problems. Next slide. So the consequences of what I have described is dire. After the 1998 bleaching event that wiped out 90% of hard corals, which took more than 16 years to recover, was threatened again by a notable severe coral bleaching event in 2016 that wiped out about 60% of our hard corals. This has happened due to a rise in temperature in the region associated with unusual weather patterns with El Nino event that persisted through 2015 and had gotten worse in 2016. On the top left, you can see the branch corals that have been bleached white and are completely dead. And after a while, that will be covered up by green algae. Next slide. So the IPCC has identified numerous trending patterns that support prediction of global temperature increases as much as 2 degrees Celsius. This is a detrimental increase in our local ocean temperature, since as I have shown before, minor hikes in the temperature gradient can cause massive bleaching events. Next slide. Despite this, rise in temperature isn't the only problem we face. Hydrometeorological hazards such as tidal and storm surges and even water spouts have increased over the past years. This has even prompted the Maldivian parliament to address the extreme weather events that the archipelago face right now due to these powerful weather events that are occurring right now. Next slide. Despite this newfound awareness, when it comes to waste management, especially when it comes to single-use plastics, we have a poor record. The UNICEF have reported that 280,000 plastic bottles are being discarded in the ocean every day. This is only from the capital city of Male alone. even when shocking statistics are in our way, such as the fact that the Maldives recorded one of the highest level of microplastics on the planet, we had imported about 104 million plastic bags in 2018. This contributes to a detrimental change the corals are subjected to. An example would be plastic bags getting caught on the corals and suffocating them that cause bleaching. In particular, the microplastic that is accumulating in our marine ecosystem and that find out their way to our food sources, such as our Maldivian staple tuna, accumulate in our diet. Next slide. So, faced with such adversity, what are we doing about it? On the national level, we have prioritized 6 key areas, one of which is coastal management being one of the notable areas we are focusing on. While we have no regulatory framework that deals with climate change adaptation, we do have an existing legislation that influences it. Here's a list of some of these legislation on presentation that focus on environmental protection, to waste management, to tourism law and regulations. Next slide. As I mentioned, we have started to recognize these problems to a limited capacity on the government level. Ongoing projects such as the government approved centers for turtle conservation are an important element at work right now. Even recently, the Maldives government has pushed for an ambitious law to ban single-use plastics by 2025. This is on top of the already existing bans on plastic in hotels in the Maldives. Such stances have prompted resorts in the Maldives to launch reef generation projects approved by the government. As I have mentioned before, due to the ever-increasing concerns of the hazardous weather developing in our country, the Maldivian Parliament passed a resolution this year, February 13th, the first of its kind in Maldivian history. Next slide. So, the most important development is in our youth community. To provide awareness, beach cleaning events are a norm in the Maldives. NGOs like Save the Beach Maldives were founded as a youth movement to educate the local community of the importance of protecting the ocean's biodiversity, and is now a nationally recognized organization involved in beach cleanups, waste management, coral rehabilitation, and scientific research programs. Adding to this, the Maldives Whale Shark Research Program, MWSRP, started out as a scientific expedition in 2006, has grown to become a well-known organization dedicated to studying and protecting the whale sharks in the Maldives. They have contributed to providing our youth with information on whale sharks. Next slide. Maldives has also joined Parley for the Oceans as a founding member of the Future and Future Island Nation program, and is still operating in strong capacity in the Maldives. An example of a program also that has targeted the youth are the Farkoi program, an ocean exploration program by the Ministry of Education of the Maldives that invites every single student of the Maldives to explore reefs around them by the end of 2018. Next slide. Programs that focus on the marine ecology that operate here include the Marine Turtle Conservation Project, which focuses on turtle protection, the Marine Education Program that are based on 5 core modules: Maldives marine ecosystems, coral reef ecosystems, coastal ecosystems, pollution and waste management, conservation in ecosystem management, and the hashtag Protect Maldives Seagrass campaign. This is also a social media launched by the Blue Marine Foundation to engage the public to call on the resorts to preserve the seagrass around their resort island. Next slide. As you can see, almost all the youth and government actions are focused on areas other than implications due to ocean degradation. That's the reason why Inspire Maldives, that I'm part of, was part of is established to provide awareness to our youth and the communities that surround in the local community, so that they are aware of what they could do to reduce vulnerability and hazards. Next slide. Hopefully you have learned something new from this presentation. Thank you.